Hey everyone, before we get started with today's video, if you forgot to use a referral code when you signed up for Uber to get your bonus or guarantee of up to $1,000, then here's how to apply my referral code so you can still get some extra money. Here's the steps. So 1, open the Uber app. Next, click your photo or the 3 lines at the top corner. Click earnings. Click help or question mark. Click account and payment. Then referrals. And this step is really important. Click invited driver, report my missing or incorrect driver referral. And then click send a message. And for the invite code, use G4QA5UE. Friend's name, yours truly, Gregory Wave. GREGORYWAVE, like wave. The phone number is 815-847-0184. And the email is gregwave@yahoo.com. And for the details, you can just say something like, my good friend Gregory referred me to drive for Uber.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name's Greg. What I'm doing for you guys today is I'm talking about the influx of drivers that are quitting. We did a topic like this recently, and a lot of you really liked it and wanted more on this, so I wanted to do something else. But there's an insane turnover rate right now for Uber drivers, higher than it's ever been. And so I wanted to go over this, and one thing I found really interesting is that, and this is more what I'm going to touch on in this video, is why in particular it's so many new drivers that quit. And there's some pretty crazy analytics and data about newer drivers and how a lot of them within their first month have already quit. So I just wanted to go over some of these reasons why, and even just how some veteran drivers are quitting like at a much higher rate than ever before. So before we get going, guys, let's just talk about OCTOPUS real quick. OCTOPUS is an incredible tablet-based service. It's got games on it. You mount it on the back of your seat or keep it in the front with you and give it to people if they ask for it. They play this game. You make more money. Very simple, very straightforward. It's an incredible freaking service. And I don't know. I mean, I've yet to find why anybody wouldn't do this, because it's free. It makes you more money. I think it looks really good to have one as a driver if you've got these cool tablets that people can play games on. I don't know. So that's just my take. But anyways, that being said, let's move forward with this. So the biggest thing that I think is a problem, especially with newer drivers, is when you kind of think about this, I want you guys to think back about your first like month or two of driving. It was pretty confusing, right? I did the dumbest things. Like, I remember I would literally just go, I was in Nashville, and I would just go park downtown and think I would get a bunch of rides, and that's not really how it is. So if you don't know your market, if you don't know generally good times to drive, if you don't know like the areas to drive in, you're not going to make that much money, and you're going to get really discouraged and probably just quit. So, and what does Uber do to help you? I mean, what is it? They send out like 3 or 4 training videos, I think, when you start, something like that. It's like, yeah, 3 to 5 training videos. I didn't even watch them. And let's be honest, who does watch them? And maybe that's on us, but I would bet that if I watched those videos, they wouldn't have helped me anymore, because I've seen the videos that Uber puts out, and most of them are a little crappy. But and a lot of, like, one thing that was really interesting, I read this on an article online, is that there was a survey done of new drivers, and it was a really high percentage of them that had never even taken an Uber ride before they signed up to drive. That was shocking to me. I don't know what that portrays to as far as like what's the connecting figure there, but I thought that was really, really interesting. So basically there's no training. There's no help. I mean, you're kind of just thrown into this crazy world, and it's pretty confusing. You know, I think a lot of us that are listening to this channel, you know, we gutted through it, and that's how we made it. But for a lot of people, if they're in a dire financial situation, they don't figure it out fast enough, they're going to quit because they got to make the money, you know? So some other things that I think one of the biggest reasons that a lot of drivers quit too is I think initially when we sign up, there's a huge thrill to it. At least I remember feeling like there was a huge thrill to it. Like I remember, because I went from a job I really hated, I quit, and then I started driving for Lyft. I remember thinking it was so cool that I could wake up whenever I wanted, drink my coffee, take my time in the morning, and then go out and drive for 6-7 hours. I mean, I was waking up thinking, this is the life. And after a while, you kind of just lose that, you know, and it becomes monotonous in the same way as it is with any other job. And I don't know what that change is, because we still have the flexibility, but like as you get more and more scheduled, it just kind of loses that adventure, you know. But that was the other thing, is I remember when I started driving, it was always this like thrill of like, who am I going to pick up today? Who am I going to meet? You know, a single guy too. I was like, oh, I'm probably going to pick up some hot chicks. Like, so this is me being vulnerable with y'all. But, and then after a while, you know, I just lost that, where then it was just like any other job. So I think once that adventurous beginning is gone, it's like you start to notice a lot more of the negative things about it, and then you start nitpicking your wages and everything else about it. And I think that's what leads so many people to quit, especially after like 3 to 6 months, which is the highest point for the turnover rate. I think, and let's be honest, I think one of the biggest reasons veteran drivers quit now is just the money's just not as good as it used to be. You know, I mean, I just on Lyft, when I first started, just on Lyft, I was making $1,200 a week with the power drive bonus. So as they stripped away bonuses and incentives, and like Lyft got rid of prime time, you know, I think it just got to the point where we're really capped on what we can make, and how many of us are really going to want to be out here destroying our vehicle, you know, for not that good of money. It made a lot more sense when you could really kind of crush it, but when you can't, it, you know, it just doesn't work. But one of the other things that I think really discourages newer drivers too is, like, I want you guys to do this if you've never done this, but get on Craigslist and go to jobs, and then look under miscellaneous and etc. section, as well as the transportation section. And you will see about 300 ads as you go scrolling down on Craigslist from guys advertising, sign up to drive for Uber and Lyft, make $35 an hour. I see it all the time, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, you're really advertising on Craigslist for $35 an hour. Now imagine someone that literally knows nothing about it, but they've heard about Uber and Lyft over the years. Maybe they don't have a single friend who drives for Uber and Lyft. You think they're gonna click on that? Oh, of course they are. And they might sign up too. And they're expecting to make $35 an hour. And then let's say they go out there on a Wednesday from 9 to 2 and they make $8 an hour. That's going to be crazy discouraging. So I think a lot of people go into this thinking this is like a really big cash cow. And we all know it's not really the case. The other reason too is I know there's a lot of people, and I've got a lot of friends that did this. I told a lot of my friends to do this. If they ever had the time, I would tell them, hey, sign up, get the referral code, and then quit. You know, sign up, give X amount of rides, and then make that bonus, you know, because when I started, that bonus was like $1,200. It was huge, which I feel like those bonuses they did are a huge reason why both companies are like broke, because they were giving away thousands of dollars to people that would drive for a month and then never turn the app on again, is basically what was happening. But And for the most part, it does depend on your market. I think a lot of people in certain markets quit rapidly just because, yeah, the money's not there depending on where you live. I've read, I mean, some of these places, I did a video the other day where I showed you guys a breakdown of like some of the top cities and how much people make per ride. Some of them were shocking. And it makes me wonder how anybody in some of those areas would drive. But yeah, so the next, I think another really big reason why a lot of people get really distracted is they screw up, or I'm sorry, not distracted, that's me. But they get discouraged when tax season comes along, because if you didn't do it the right way, like maybe you just always put it off and you didn't track your expenses and keep your receipts, then you get to tax season, you have to give like what, 20-25% of that then if you didn't do it the right way. And that sucks, you know, because then you're like, okay, I started this part-time gig and now I've got to make a payment plan on my freaking taxes. Like, you know, how is this actually helping me? But, and then with veteran drivers, I think stuff like that we get past, but I think for a lot of guys, and gals, I think they run into the same issue that I ran into, where, you know, I drove full time and just absolutely mutilated my vehicle with damages. And, you know, I bring up this up all the time, but it's a really good thing to remember is like, I went and had to buy a new car and I had over $7,000 in negative equity going into that next car loan because I had lost so much value in my car by driving it for Uber. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think these are the primary reasons people quit. I think with veteran drivers, more than anything, what's going into it is the money made is just not the same. So I can encourage people all the time, you know, if you are still driving for Uber, I would try and scale your life up, figure out some ways to not do it, because I currently am not driving. I'm a part of the statistic of people that have quit because, I mean, I don't need to anymore, but I don't want to. Both companies have really ticked me off, you know? So that being said, though, let me wrap this video up, guys. I do want to run one thing by you guys real quick because I touched on it in the video, but Uber is allowing you guys, if you use my referral code, you can get credit if you did the amount of rides needed in your first month when you signed up. So like I was saying earlier, that could be $1,000. And what's cool is if you did the rides, but you just didn't sign up on someone's referral code, Uber will give you that money. So try it out. I'm going to put some details in the description on how to do that. And it's real simple. It'll take you probably under a minute, like not even kidding. And that could be $500 to $1,200 chilling in your account, depending on when you signed up. So make sure you get on that, guys. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys soon.